Hello, my name is Brayton Oski.
And I'm Austin Morales, and you're listening to and watching The Inner Gamer On.
And today we'll be talking about the next Call of Duty game coming out in 2021 that is said to be set in an alternate history where World War II never ended. What is this game? What is it called? Who is making it? All this and more right here. Let's jump on in.
And as always, if you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and bang that bell, because YouTube requires a lot from the viewers. We're sorry. We didn't want this, but this is how it is. So, thanks.
This kind of caught me by surprise when I saw this article come through, but there's a report of Call of Duty's new game, obviously coming out this year because that's what Call of Duty does. They release a title every single year. That's going to be set in alternate history, 1950s, where World War II never ended and continued forward. And it's potentially Call of Duty World War II Vanguard. So this is interesting. It's Sledgehammer, and I remember originally Sledgehammer was supposed to release the game that came out last year, and then they pivoted from that and got pulled from that project, and then now they got pushed into this year, and then that's when they put together Black Ops Cold War, which I guess was actually put together faster than they anticipated to be, which doesn't seem like it was because it ended up being pretty okay. I never played the campaign, but some of the online component stuff was interesting enough. But how do y'all feel? Did y'all play like Call of Duty World War II? Did everybody here?
I played World War II, yeah.
Yeah. How'd you feel about it?
I liked it. I mean, multiplayer is always like a known quantity with Call of Duty. Like, I feel like they kind of can't go wrong at that point.
Right.
But I liked some of the stuff they did with the campaign and all that. Like, I found it all enjoyable enough. And I don't know how I feel about the prospect of them doing like purely fictional stuff, though, because it seems so not what Call of Duty, like, when people are like, I want to go super sci-fi. I'm like, isn't that kind of like why we have other games?
Yeah. This kind of reminds me of like, hey, let's take Call of Duty and make it like Wolfenstein.
That's
not
exactly
that
what I was thinking. Yeah.
But
also, to be fair, Infinite Warfare, despite having the worst title imaginable, is one of my favorite Call of Duty campaigns ever.
It was
like
really good.
It's so weird, like goddamn Space Fleet Week. So maybe there is potential in them doing, more like, we're going to do something totally sci-fi or, alternate history or.
Yeah, I'm okay with Wolfenstein, a World War II type thing. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I love those games, so.
I bet it won't be. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be as like bombastic
right.
as like Wolfenstein, which that's why I like Wolfenstein. Is that
you won't meet Hitler on Saturn then?
Yeah, right. But I'm curious to know like what their intent is going to be with like the story. Like if the war kept going, like where are we going to go to? Are we going to stick with like the traditional World War II like locations, or are we going to go out to some other places? But I did like the World War II campaign. I thought it was pretty good overall.
I like those takes on like, you're kind of, I don't know, 20, 30 years in the future or whatever, and you're still at the war, but it's like times kind of stand still for like certain things like clothing and what people listen to and stuff like that. I think it's kind of cool to see how they like do that.
The warfare changed because that's where like all the focus went. Like when you're constantly in wartime, the one thing we're still constantly developing is weapons and tactics.
Exactly. It's like Fallout,
Yeah.
Time stood still and they have a bunch of nuclear powered stuff.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, we'll have this one going back again to World War II, and then Battlefield 6 is supposed to come out this year, and it's back to, like supposedly a reboot of Battlefield 3, which I'm very excited about because I don't know about y'all, but I'm a hardcore Battlefield fan. I've been playing that for like all my life and absolutely love it. But this one, I'm fingers crossed is gonna like really, really kill it. So we'll see. Now that they got like 4 studios apparently working on Battlefield 6, I'm hopeful that it turns out well. But do y'all play Battlefield?
It's crazy to think about how many studios there are working on Call of Duty games
and Battlefield games. Yeah, just like those things are juggernauts. They make money. They pour every resource they can into them at this point, I would assume.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's interesting because like even with Call of Duty, I mean, they have the 3 main studios like Sledgehammer, Treyarch, and Infinity Ward making them, but then they have all these support studios that you see like their names attached to like Warzone. Like Raven Software works on the multiplayer aspects of some of these games, and I think there's others in there that are also involved as like support studios of some kind, and it's just like it's crazy.
Support studios come from crazy places too. Like a good friend of mine works in like TV and film animation, but like big companies like EA pull from everywhere. Like he worked on Anthem randomly. Like he's not in the video games industry, but he worked on Anthem.
That's funny. Man, rest in peace.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. Dead.
So dead. Did y'all get an Anthem at all?
I tried really hard.
Yeah. That was another game that was like, I love the gameplay of it, but everything else wasn't as good. And I was just like hoping so badly that they would somehow figure out a way to like fix the loot system and make it work. And then they were just like, no, we're just going to kill it.
No. It's dead.
They tried for a while, talk about pirates and stuff, but then flying just feels real good, but wasn't enough.
Yep, exactly.